Hi, fire signs. This is your collective reading. A little smudge of sage to cleanse the space. Thank you, Spirit. And three chimes to bring in positive energy. Thank you, Spirit. Messages for the fire sign collective of Aries, Sagittarius, and Leo. If you have Aries, Sagittarius, or Leo anywhere in your birth chart, this is your reading. It is a general reading, so take what resonates and leave the rest. You know what is for you and what is not for you. Thank you, Spirit. Messages for the collective. What would you like the collective to know or to be aware of during or for this reading? Welcome to Remedies Alchemy Tarot. My name is Greta. I am an intuitive tarot card reader. I do look at the sun placement, the moon placement, and other planetary placements to get an idea of the energy that is surrounding you at this time. But first and foremost, I do trust my intuition. It is my intention that during this reading, you learn to trust and vet your intuition as well. I do believe that tarot card readings are a wonderful way to vet our intuition. Thank you, Spirit. Messages for the collective. What would you like the collective to know or to be aware of? I tell you, this week, with that fall equinox coming in, the energy is one of balance. And I tell you, there is something that has been out of balance for the fire signs. You have had some naysayers or some negative Nellies or some negative energy coming into your life. And you have better things to do with your life than put or focus your time and energy into naysayers. Thank you, Spirit. Messages for the collective. What would you like the collective to know or to be aware of during or for this reading? Beautiful. And the foundation, the basis of this reading is the Strength card. And that Strength card does represent the fire sign of Leo. You are really playing into your strengths. And this week, you're going to have plenty of opportunities to demonstrate and to use your strengths, your God given strengths. And the Page of Wands, and the pages are slow moving, but it's a wand. It's like moving into your future, traveling into your future, getting ready to take on the great unknown. And let's see how these two cards play into the rest of your reading. And in your professional life, this would be your work, career, education, business, money, and finances. We start off with the Death card. And the Death card is the card of lack of zest, lack of zeal. It's not necessarily death, but it's the lack of desire, the lack of passion, the lack of color. Followed by the Page of Swords. And here is that naysayer that we've been talking about, that negative energy. There's a toxic or a negative energy in your public life that really has you looking back over your shoulder. And this is indicating that their words are not matching up with, their words are not aligning with their actions. You know, a good rule of thumb is actions speak louder than words. We cannot always trust what people are saying, but we can trust what they are doing, what they show to us. Followed by the Nine of Pentacles. And this is that positive balance of energy that I was talking about as we were dealing out the cards. The bringing into balance. You are entering a positive energy, a positive energy of creation. And you have someone in your life that is trying to stop that or hinder that, followed by the devil card. And the devil in the tarot can represent the sign of Capricorn. Perhaps you're dealing with a Capricorn in your public life, or it could just be speaking to you reaching the top of the mountain, you taking actions to achieve your goals. This week, you are going to hear back good news about your career or about financing. And I really do believe it is, if you hear back about your career or you hear back about continued education, that whatever news you hear back on is going to put you in a position to generate more money, to bring in more finances. You have been put in, thank you, Spirit. You have been putting in a lot of positive work. You've been putting in a lot of positive energy. And now the universe is reflecting that back to you. Although there are toxic people always looking for ways to bully others or to force others into making choices or making decisions. And they're trying to bully you or trying to force you into making decisions by not being honest with their words. And maybe even um, every time that you're talking with this person or every time with that you're communicating with this person, it's like they're always trying to put a different spin on it. And while you are trying to put a negative spin on the situation and put that positive energy out there, they're always trying to turn it around and make it into something negative. They are really just a downer. They're a naysayer. They really rarely have anything good or positive to say. But again, bring things back into balance with your positive energy, your energy of manifestation. Somewhere or someone is secretly trying to take money from you. And perhaps it's that position that you are applying for or wanting that is destined for you, that they're trying to take from you, or they're trying to slide in under the radar to get that from you. Um, Perhaps they have left a paper trail where their dishonesty is written somewhere, it's down. So what I would suggest is that maybe you find a third party to help you go over the books or to help you look to see if you can find this deception. But this deception is going to be found out, and my grandma was a firm believer, and so am I, that the truth always comes out. A person can only hide, a person can only manipulate for so long. A person can only pretend to be something that they are not for so long. And usually I'll say a year max. So anyone can pretend to be something for a year. But as you get closer to that year, things start falling through the cracks. They get lazy and the paper trail starts to reveal itself. And here I see that the paper trail is starting to reveal itself. Hey, HRH, thank you. I'm glad that that is spot on. And in your private life, and this would include your home life, your love life, your family and friends. We start off with the Ace of Wands. And I love that you have received the Strength card. and you've also received the Ace of Wands. You have a deep guiding intuition that is serving you well. You have a fire, a passion within you that is serving you well and bringing you in blessings. This blessing that is coming in for you regards the fool's journey. And the fool's journey is just really a fresh start. It's starting something new, starting something fresh, a new, fresh, positive attitude. And I think a new, fresh, positive attitude where we're going to follow our intuition, where we're going to follow our passions and follow our desires to create the home life that we would like to create, as is indicated by the Ace of Cups, which is a spiritual gift, the gift of fulfillment. The gift of fulfillment. And even as I'm looking at the Ace of Wands, which represents fire, and the Cups, which represents water, and that is a wonderful balance, a wonderful balance. The thing about this gift, this spiritual gift that's coming in for you, it's not coming in the way that you expect it, as is indicated by this Four of Cups. And if we look closer at what's going on in this Four of Cups, we see someone that is focused in on the three cups that here on the ground. They're sitting with their legs crossed and their arms crossed, which is a closed off position. And they're looking at the cups on the ground, but they're not looking at the big Ace of Cups, the gift that is coming in for them from spirit, from God, from source, from the universe. They're more interested in what is already there, what they've already seen, what they've already tasted. And that is indicating that it's coming in differently than what you have requested or than what you have expected. And what is that? What is that? Thank you, Spirit. Messages for the collective. What is it? This is coming in. How long has it been since you have had family and friends over to your place, since you've hosted a gathering, since you've hosted a get together, or maybe even since you've been visiting family and friends? Maybe you've been in a little bit of a hermit mode or a little bit of isolation mode. It's not a bad idea. Yes. And so at this time, it may be a good idea to plan a family or friend get together, to plan on some type of socialization. And during this get together, you're going to cross paths with someone that is going to align you with your new journey. So your new journey begins with reconnecting with family and or friends. Thank you, Spirit. Messages for the collective. And so it's not, you know, thank you, Spirit. It's wonderful. And all happy rainbows and unicorns when our lives' paths align with those that are around us. But, unfortunately, that's not always the case. That is not always what happens. What happens is each of us have our own path. Each of us has our own journey in this life in which we are to align with. And just because our paths do not align, or just because we're not on the same path, does not mean that we cannot come together. And when we do come together, we come together to be supportive of everyone's each unique journey. And that is the balance that this fall equinox is bringing in for the fire signs. It's a balancing of accepting our life's path and having other and accepting other life's path and bringing that into balance. Thank you, Spirit. And there is a there is a family member or close friend that really needs your help and your guidance at this time. And yeah, there's they need your assistance in finding help or finding a program or applying for assistance. And they are too anxious, they are too proud to ask for your assistance. But you have the wisdom and have the knowledge to help or to aid this person. But this person is not going to ask you for help. You are going to need to be the one to offer this help. And I would say maybe even just step in and give that help. Thank you, Spirit. Messages for the collective. And final messages here, we have the Queen of Swords, which is you are finding clarity. And as you find clarity on this new life path, you are going to make this very distinct and clear decisions. Followed by the King of Cups. You're not going to let your emotions get in your way. You're not going to let your emotions rule you. While you will be taking into consideration your feelings and your emotions, you are not going to make decisions based on your feelings and emotions. You're going to make decisions based on fact. Followed by the Nine of Cups. The banquet is set, the feast is ready. And the Tower card. What is this? What is this Tower card, Spirit? Why do we end with this Tower card? A force change. When we see the Tower card, there's a force changed. You have a very positive energy, a very positive outlook on life. And people are looking to you for inspiration. And that really does put us in a tricky situation when people are looking for us for inspiration. While we do like to be inspirational to those around us, sometimes when people are looking to us for inspiration, they have a tendency to put those on a pedestal. And when we are put on a pedestal, that is when we are destined to fall short. And why I say destined to fall short is we can never live up to other people's high ideas of ourselves, because many times those are unrealistic and they take out the human aspects of life. And without those human aspects of life, there's no room for growth. Events over this past year have really freed up your social calendar. You've experienced separation from friends, family, and loves. And it's never easy to spend time in isolation. It's time to fill up some of that empty space with family and friends. Please reach out to a family member or a friend, a close friend that you would consider family, as they are in need of your help. Thank you, Spirit. Oh, and I'm so sorry that you're experiencing that HRH. And, you know, it's sometimes it, again, it goes back to just stepping in and doing what needs to be done. And we're not doing it because we're looking for a thank you. It's not that we're looking for appreciation. It's because within our hearts, within our minds, we know that it is the right thing to do. And we do the right thing for ourselves. We do the right thing for ourselves. And uh, HRH, what is your zodiac sign? What is your zodiac sign? Because I think we addressed this in your reading earlier this week, um, where you have been feeling underappreciated and under noticed and being head off at the pass. Um, Aquarius, thank you. Let me get that, and let's see if I can help you find some clarity on that, Aquarius. And yes, that is true. There has been someone that has been withholding or hiding facts from you. And you have been putting in a lot of work and a lot of effort. And while they have not said so, they do have a deep appreciation for everything that you have been trying to do. But that they're showing that lack of appreciation, that does not speak to you, and it does not speak to your ego. It speaks to their ego. Um, Many times, our egos will keep us from showing appreciation and showing gratitude for what others have done for us. And so that's not reflecting on you, HRH. That is reflecting on them. And he's a Leo. Oh, yes, those Leos, they can be pretty stubborn and pretty bullheaded. But So can any of us when we are dealing with our egos. And it's important that, um, again, we follow our intuition and we trust our gut and we do and say things that aligns with our life's purpose, regardless of how it is interpreted by others. I know that that's difficult, and I'm sorry that you're in that situation. But again, when we do not follow our intuition, when we do not follow the light, when we do not put out that positive energy and do what we know is right, that hinders our light. That is our ego getting in the way of doing the right thing. Monsieur Virgo, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Yes. And yes. And that's, sometimes that gets a little bit tricky when we're talking about different zodiac signs. But, you know, each zodiac sign has its pros and has its cons. And it is only when we work through the cons that we align. Each of us are sent here to work through certain life situations, to work above and beyond what some would consider personality conflicts. Thank you. Did anyone have any questions? Um, if you do have a question, please write that in the comment section, and I would be very happy to answer any and all of those questions for you and maybe pull a card. At the beginning of the reading, we did talk a little bit about that fall equinox and Sagittarius. You are still motivated. Are you still motivated by your current path? Because again, the equinox is a time to bring into balance. And Sagittarius, as you move into fall, it's important that you look for ways to overcome obstacles that are going to align you or hinder you from your path. Okay, thank you. I will draw one card for HRH. Is there a reconciliation with A Kyle? Is it A Kyle and George? A Kyle and George? It looks like there is a reconciliation, as is indicated by the Ace of Pentacles. It looks like there is a reconciliation. Yes, I would say yes. Thank you, Spirit. Messages. And Leo, this fall equinox is asking you to bring into balance by seeking clarity. Again, there's more information that needs to be here, Leo. You deal with the facts. Deal with the facts and not the emotions.